What's up, everyone? This is Evan. Today we're going to jump in and talk about finding the next huge coin before it's popped. So all the EVM layer 1 coins that haven't quite blown up yet. Okay, and to let you know what these words mean, layer 1 means it's just like a chain, like Fantom, Avalanche, Polygon, Solana, even though it's not EVM. And EVM means Ethereum Virtual Machine, which pretty much means you click on MetaMask, and if you can drop down and has one of the networks here, it is EVM compatible. So we're looking for those. And why we look for EVM is because there are a lot of opportunities with bridging and a lot of money stays within the EVM network. So let's jump into it. Hey everyone, this is Evan with Crypto Cash Camp. This is where we talk all about making passive income in the DeFi and crypto space, mainly focusing on yield farming. So if you're into that, please hit the like button. It helps out so much for the channel. Just gets this out to more people who are interested. And if you're interested in diving much deeper, check out a link in the description for the yield farming mastermind course we're making, all about passive income. So if that's something you're interested in, consider going there. Throw your name in the list. It's still being built and we're having a huge discount for the first people jumping in. Anyways, let's jump into this right now. So this is obviously CoinMarketCap unfiltered. I just wanted to show you what some of these top chains are. So we got BNB right here. This is an EVM chain that has exploded to number 4. This is not EVM. Avalanche, EVM compatible. What else do we got? We got Polygon right here. We got Gnosis. So these are all the chains that have blown up, but they haven't always been blowing up, right? They were just a small coin for a while until they've taken off. So what we're trying to do in this video is find those possibilities before they've actually turned into the Polygon or the Avalanche. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through DeFi Llama. And this is what we do. You go to DeFi Llama, go to chains. Then we go to EVM as a button. And we just go down here. We know all the ones that have blown up, or if they're secretly layer 2s, like Arbitrum that do not have a coin. We know Fantom already. And then we start going like Clay. Like, I don't know this one, Clay, Aster. So I started opening all these. And I've been evaluating them. Optimism is a layer 2. Layer 2 meaning it's just pretty much, there's no coin usually, and we're not looking at those anyways. So we're just looking at layer 1s right now. And I've gone through and opened up all the, I guess the most promising ones with a high total locked value, TLV. And you can see right here, you can see who plays biggest in the market. And right now it looks like obviously Ethereum, Binance, Fantom, Avalanche, Polygon, Gnosis, Arbitrum, layer 2. Harmony is just percentages, Clayton, Astra, Ronin, which is... Ronin is pretty much just a wallet for Axie Infinity. All right, so let's jump into this. Before we go into finding these opportunities, we're going to look at one that was nothing and then it popped. So Fantom. Fantom was just this little guy with 100 million total locked value. 100 million. Oh man, it ballooned up to a billion. 100 million to 300 million to a billion. And we thought that was huge. And then all of a sudden it got this jump to 4 billion. And now it's up here at about 11 billion. So just know that this is huge. And what happened to the coin price? Since this has popped a while back, 3 months isn't a big enough look to check out the value of this coin. It was over at 20 cents. You know, there was some hype over here. It went up to 70 cents, sold off. People thought it was a dead coin. And then all of a sudden it pumped up to where it was sitting at about over $1. So just know that you're looking for that 20 cents to over $1 right there. That is what we're looking for right here. And then you have an ecosystem that just really works. And this is what an example of a really good ecosystem. If you look at Fantom, look at all the apps. We've got about 60, 70, 80, 90, 120 apps. And you have these big ones that are multi-chain like Bridges, SushiSwap, multi-chain. These are the big dogs. So now we're going to look for what can be that next one. All right, so we're past Fantom. Let's go to Clay. And I'm just going to go through these. Some of these I'm going to dismiss. Clay was interesting. I went into some of their dApps. Didn't look that fascinating. There's no bridge here. No easy bridge to get into it. So I'm not a big fan. And where do you buy Clay? Who's heard about Clay? I haven't. You can get it at Binance. And yeah. Okay, so I'm not really too interested in Clay. Aster, I actually looked deeper into this. It's a multi-chain Polkadot dApp hub. it's a little complicated. Look at the dApps. There's no good farming opportunities or anything. So I'm not too long on Astrar. Doesn't look like something that I would be interested in. Okay, yeah, it's 13 cents. Could it go up a ton? Well, sure, it started at 26 cents. It was down at 8 cents. Now it's at 13 cents. And there's just the biggest app I checked out was just a little bit weird. And there's only 3 apps. There is one bridge, which is nice. And you go to Art Swap. And this is what I do. I'd open up a random exchange. See if they had some random things. They had some pools. Okay, they have one swap. You can farm a couple things. And they're giving you, 67% on DAI USDC, which is actually pretty interesting. All right, so I'm gonna mark that. Doesn't mean I love the chain. So 67% is interesting, but remember it's probably an inflated APR because all the stablecoin pools are the same APR, so you never know how long that will last. All right, so we're over here. We know Aster. Okay, now we're on to the next one, which is we are right over here at Aurora. Sorry. Aurora is this big green logo. You have seen it before because it is pumped like crazy when everyone was talking about it. It had this massive run up. Everyone was like, oh man, it's at 10 bucks, and it went up, and now look where it is, 8 bucks. But in the process of that, what's really interesting is it could pop again. Just remember, go back to Fantom. Look at this. Fantom went from, 3 cents to essentially doubled. There's probably a lot of hype going on over here. It could be the same thing that's happened over here. But in the process of doing this, what happened with Aurora chain is that they have a huge ecosystem that got built out. And that's actually really interesting. So in a year, it's pretty much just been launched, pumped up, and it's going down. So look at what's been built out. As soon as you see Beefy Finance on it, it gets me interested because Beefy is actually messing with some very interesting players. So the price of Aurora coin is actually finally going pretty low to make it a reasonable entrance. So I would actually mark that one as something of interest. Remember, I'm not going to tell you what to buy. This is not financial advice, absolutely. But with that being said, like the video, subscribe if you're interested in up-to-date crypto content on how to make passive income and how to yield farm like a pro. So let's jump into this next one. Okay, Cello. Look at this market. This is the TLV. And I always do USD, and you can see that, okay, it's down, went up, got a bunch of hype, and now it's down again. And that's probably what happened to the coin price. So we go to three months, and we see that it pumped up to $5. But if we go to, say, 1 year, it's just been all over the place. $4, down here, pumped up, gone down. Let's look at the ecosystem. Okay, we have Sushi Swap. We have a nice bridge. Beefy Finance, which is always nice. Auto Farm, Auto Compounder. So this has some good, when you have this thing with a lot of different chains connecting to it, you're it has some interest in it. When you have Beefy looking at it, when you have these other multi-chain bridges actually using it, means there's some volume and some possibility. So this is another one to mark down. So we are over here at Cello. Okay, the next one that I've heard some hype about, this is Metis. It is on Beefy Finance, which is nice because Beefy just promotes pretty solid projects. And just to let you guys know, Beefy is an auto compounder, so pretty much they take dexes where they have swaps, and you earn the junk token. And what they do is they sell it back and buy more to inflate your LP automatically without paying gas. Pretty cool. So they have all these, and remember, if you don't have these chains on your MetaMask, just click it. It automatically adds it. So Moonbeam, Aurora, Metis, Fuse, pretty interesting. All right. Okay, so we're back over here on Metis. What we've seen, there is almost zero TLV. In the start of 2022, I think that's when it was launched, and it started pumping out 269 million, which really isn't a lot. And just to look at the coin price too, if we go to 1 year, it hasn't done much. It was over here, and then the start of 2022, it started pumping right here. So 2021, oh wait, let's go all time. Yeah, so then we're over here about 2021, then it ends January 22, and it starts going down. It's at this price, and it's gone up a little bit, but Metis could be an interesting play because it was at $5, pumped up. And to look at what they have a lot of multi-chains going on here. I mean, this isn't an indicator, but if they have a couple good bridges, there's enough ways for people to bridge in and bring some money in. I mean, that's how these things explode, is you have more people dumping money into these. All right, on to Gnosis. So Gnosis has a lot of multi-chain, multi-chain is using Gnosis. And they have one of the biggest built out ecosystems. So if we look at their coin price over 3 months, I mean, in all reality, a lot of these L1s have completely de-risked after this huge drop. I mean, that's just like a lot of money per coin. That's like, this idea of like Fantom where it's 50 cents, it goes up to $1. That's kind of easier to get into. But when it's $300, I think there is a little bit less popularity. But this is what happened. It was at $12. Oh my goodness. And then it pumped up and went over here to 300. So yeah, I mean, I don't know any of the fundamentals of these. These are just like, this is a starting point before you actually dig deeper. So we've got, the next one is Moon River. Moon River has, paired up with Polkadot. It's a big one. Okay, we've got 37 dApps, a bunch of multi-chains. So we've got, a bunch of bridges, auto compounders, sushi swap. Okay, and this coin has just taken a hit. 3 months it's just gone down to nothing. Look at this. Talk about like a de-risked project. This is the lowest it's ever been. And I'm not saying that that's a good entrance point, but I mean, if you have some promise and belief in it, that's the lowest price it's been. So that's an interesting way of looking at it. If we look over at, we're at Moonbeam now. Okay, I don't entirely understand the difference between Moonbeam and Moon River. They're both off Polkadot parachain stuff, but yeah, someone else would probably know a lot more. So this has half the amount of dApps. I think there might be a little bit more momentum in Moonbeam with their coin called Glamour, GLMR. And if we go down here, also, they have just gone nowhere. They've pumped up and steadily just gone down, down and down and down. So maybe there's some news that'll pump them back up, but as far as I see, it's not looking too good. But if you're interested in this, this is the cheapest you can get the coin. Remember, it was at $13, $14. Maybe the next bull run, it'll pump up a ton. And one of the things, if you buy these really interesting L1s and you look for farming opportunities where you could farm them, pair them with a stable coin or something, and you buy them at the lowest risk point, it could go down to $1. I don't know. But then you start farming them and you're making at least 50, 100%. Not a bad idea if you think the coin's going to pump maybe in the next bull run. All right. And then we've got this one, Boba. Boba Network has 11 different dApps, quite a few multi-chains. You got bridges, 2 bridges, and an auto compounder. And okay, so it looks pretty interesting, but look at this TLV. There was some hype, pumped, and went down, 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 down. So I know nothing about Boba. This is what happened to their coin. Nothing good. Had a pump at release and has just steadily gone down. It would be interesting for someone else to look into the different incentive programs that are coming out for these different networks. Because when incentive programs come, coins pump. Just look at Avalanche, Fantom, Polygon 2. Fantom, there's no incentive to the people. It was incentive to the developers. Okay, and this is Fuse. I've heard some talk about Fuse. It's like a payment platform in coin. They have their own stable, kind of like Terra Luna. But look at these. They're just on all these big multi-chain. Elk's there, so it's really easy to get gas to begin with. And Connects, it's probably a bridge. And Good Dollar. So they really don't have any exchanges, which is interesting. So just to, they really just have this potentially. So everyone's talking about this because of this single DEX. And then Beefy would be there too. Beefy Finance. Sorry, I click very quick. And then we're going to go over here to a yield aggregator. All right, we got Beefy, and we're going to get this one open. So this is voltage, dismiss. And what we're going to look at are how much are their farm rates. And it's always a great way to see, like, if I were to buy the native token, could I make a little money on it? And look at this, actually interesting. This is their native token in BNB. That's not too good. Fuse and BUSD, 62%. If we were to just check at the highest one, wow, UST and F in Fuse is 116. So if you were to even go over here to Beefy, there's an auto compounder that does it. So we're going to switch over to Fuse Network. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. So say you did want to risk into getting a little bit of Fuse because you think it's de-risked, and you're pairing it with the stable coin. Your exposure essentially, I mean, if it goes down to 0, it's the entire amount. But if it's going to go up and down, your exposure is only 50% of the LP to Fuse and the rest in stables. And it's an interesting thing to check out what the actual price of Fuse has done. It's definitely one of those coins that has gone to, I mean, if you look at the Fuse price, it was down here at 20 cents and now it's at 50 cents, but at the same time it had an all-time high of $2. I mean, that's interesting. I mean, it could pump up high. I need to look at utility of Fuse, so I'm going to write that down. So all in all, I'm going to do a quick summary about the ones I think were the biggest winners, because I think there's a lot more to look into this, into like, okay, it's the middle of a bear market. Buy something that's an L1 that has some promise. It could go to 0, but with a limited amount of your portfolio, farm it at over 100%, and then just see what happens at the next bull run. Okay, this is the rapid summary. Okay, just going through what we found in terms of the winners that I would personally look a little bit deeper into, and tell me in the comments if you want me to look deeper into any of the specific chains that you're more interested in, because I personally could do a deep dive into some of these. Okay, this is, I don't love this chain too much, but this is Astar, and they're offering 67% on stables, which is pretty interesting. And they do have a C bridge, so it is, you're able to bridge. Do not know anything about liquidity, and that's another thing, is that if one of these is not super popular, bridging can be very difficult. You may just need to buy a centralized exchange, buy the native token, send it over, hope it works. It's a little bit more challenging. So winners, look at all these different things going on. 22 on Aurora, and Aurora has just dumped over the last year, just maybe all-time low. So that's pretty interesting to look at if it pumps up. So we've also got Celo with quite a few different things going, 18 different networks, a lot of big multi-chain things going on. It has also been at the lowest. It hasn't been around that long actually. So it was started at $4 and now it's down to $2.40. Metis has actually had a rise and it's pumping right now. So if you look in a 1-year chart, it's going up. People, this is getting some hype right near and catching a little bit of interest. So I'm sure there's a floor of $50, but right now it's over 100. It'd be interesting to buy it on the dip when it goes back down to sub 100. That would be interesting. Not financial advice. Gnosis chain, I really don't know what to think of this one. 26 dApps built out. It's got something going, and it's just pumped a lot. So it's been pretty steady. It hasn't taken a huge hit, which is interesting. So that's a huge price. So you know, just dealing with that. Gnosis chain, this is Moon River. Moon River is one of the most built out ecosystems. I'm not going to call it undervalued because I don't know what the value is of it. But look at this. We've got it started at about $86 and now it's at 60. So this is the lowest it's ever been. So if you think it's going to go up, farming this, I'm sure there's tons of farming opportunities if you look at all these different things. This is actually Moonbeam now. Moon River has all of these. Moonbeam, which is little sister, has 15. Price has also gone down tremendously to $2.57. Look, people bought this at $14 and it's gone down a factor of 7x. That's interesting. Fuse is popular. Look, all these people are building infrastructure for Fuse. Beefy, Sushi Swap, Elk. Elk means you can get gas super easy. Connect. So this is just being ready to be blown up right here. This is how I see it. So people are long on Fuse, people that know a lot more than me about Fuse. And look at the price. It's gone down to nothing. So making this video has got me a lot more interested in all these EVM compatible L1s. Remember, you can always go to DeFi Llama, click on chains, then click on EVM to see exactly what I looked at to get all the data, explode all the links, and do all the research yourself. So yeah, definitely do your own research. If you want to get access deep into DeFi farming course, check the link in the description. If not, hit a subscribe. If you're interested in getting more content, I'd be stoked to give you more. And ask me a question in the comments if you have any other videos you want to make about specific chains. And I will see you guys in the next video.